All right, amigos, we're grateful to have you here this evening and so excited to talk about how you can have better foundational health. Today, we're going to be talking a lot about detoxing and why you do it and how you can do it safely, because there are a lot of detoxes out there that you might see on the internet or a friend might share with you or whatever. And we want to make sure that you know how to do it well and why you're actually doing the detoxing and the steps that when you take the proper steps, what's actually happening inside of you. So I'm going to actually see if anyone's, I'm going to mute everyone. Here we go.
And feel free, type in the chat box if you do have questions, or save it for the end where we can all discuss questions and everything as well.
Yep, perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this. All right, can everyone see that?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Thank you.
All right. So let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Joel Dayton. I am a chiropractor. I've been practicing for almost 9 years here in Orlando. Crystal,
Yes.
Dr. Crystal Nix is my wife, and we practice together. We have an office in Winter Park and also an office in Sanford. So we love talking about health. We are super passionate about helping other people or helping people take care of themselves, excuse me. So we really want to help you feel empowered to take care of yourself. So today, like I said, we're going to be talking about how to do a healthy detox. So truly, your insides are going to manifest on the outsides. If you are healthy inside, then that is going to be seen on the outside. And we're going to talk about how to make sure your insides are as healthy as possible and that the filtering organs that you want to support are working properly so that you can get all the toxic load out of your life. Now, as you know, this year we're going to be focusing on each of these steps of this health pyramid. Currently, we are working on nutrition and digestion. We're going to be working on this both today. We already taught a nutrition course at the beginning of the month. This is going to be a cleanse course. We are also going to be teaching 2 other courses next month, one about healthy gut biome, and then also we're going to be doing a intermittent fasting course. So these all will help us prepare for that next step up in this pyramid of getting our movement and metabolism on course. So we're setting the foundation right now in this nutrition and digestion section, okay? So here are a couple things to consider. We are surrounded by toxins all over. As our world becomes more industrialized, as things become more convenient, unfortunately, usually convenience will result in having a further toxic load. So how we're going to be talking about toxins in this class is it's any substance that places a stress or undue stress on the body and mind. And then our toxic load, meaning it's the sum of all the toxins that are accumulated within your body. And those toxins will be stored within your body, unfortunately. They will store several different places. And so we're going to be talking about, hang on, switch back here. We're going to be talking about how to get those cleansing organs working properly the way that they're intended to. Okay. So while we go from our day-to-day activities, we are going to be exposed to these toxins. These are things that you breathe in. Unfortunately, there are high amounts of small particulate that we breathe in that are causing a strain on our body. There are going to be things that are on our food. There are going to be things that are within our water. There are medications that are pumping through our water, unfortunately, because people will actually excrete those, or those are circulating through our water system because people dump things down the toilet. So there are lots of toxins that we're exposed to, and because of that, we need to be aware of how we can actually detoxify our organs. What happens is very often what our body will do to protect itself, it's going to store those toxins, things that are irritants. It'll try and store it in fatty tissue. because it basically creates a protective barrier for itself. So we want to talk about how we can release those toxins safely and bind those toxins so that they can be excreted from us. So these are some of the things that we want to talk about. Obviously, our liver and kidneys. Now, why do we care so much about liver and kidneys? These are our major filters in our body. And I want you to think about, okay, honestly, when you go to your air handler in your home, they recommend that you replace that every 1 to 3 months, right? So that you have clean air circulating through your house. And I want you to think about, okay, if we have filters in our body, which main filters are liver and kidneys, how often are we cleaning those? How often are we, well, you can't pull out a liver and insert a new liver or a kidney, but how often are we actually cleansing those so that they can actually take out all the toxins and all the things that are circulating through your blood, right? An air handler will take out anything that's circulating through the air system, but our kidneys and liver are going to take out anything that's circulating through our blood. And so that is something that we really want to focus on and help. We also need to be talking about how to make sure that our digestive tract is defended and cleansed, right? That we're going to accumulate unhealthy bacteria. So probiotics can help with that, but also helping to increase our mucous membranes and keep them healthy. That can also help in creating a effective defense. Tonight, we're going to be focusing mostly on the liver and kidneys. And we will be talking in future classes. We're going to just barely touch on the digestive tract and probiotics, but we'll be talking about that in our next class. So just kind of giving you a taste. Now, I came up with these, which is kind of fun, 4 R's for a successful cleanse. So if you have done a cleanse before, maybe you've read a cleanse online, oftentimes there'll be something like this. Okay, you're going to squeeze 2 lemons a day, and you're going to drink cayenne pepper, and you're going to be on mostly liquid diet or something like that, something to that extent. That's a very common cleanse that people do. Unfortunately, it really doesn't do what you need to do. It's actually not even going to release the toxins that you want to release. The cayenne is only going to help increase circulation. That's the main function that it's going to do, which isn't a bad thing. It's a good thing. But the lemon can definitely help with taking down antioxidants, but it's actually not going to help release the toxins to begin with. So it'll only keep things at bay, but it's not going to actually release toxins to actually get out of the liver and kidneys. So we want to talk about these 4 ways of helping you cleanse, and these are steps. First, we want to ready the system. Number 2, we want to release the toxins. 3, remove toxins. And then 4, we need to replenish the system. The things that we've taken out, we need to put good things in, replacing the bad things that we took out. Okay, so let's start with our ready the system. So the first thing that I want to talk to you about doing here is making sure that you give your body the best chance to actually not have to digest things that are going to be hard for it to digest. Now, the liver's main function is helping to metabolize foods that are coming in through the system, right? In order to do that, we need to make sure that we're not eating foods that are hard for it to metabolize. If we eat foods that are easier to metabolize, it's going to give our liver an easier time so that it actually can focus on getting rid of toxins, right? Rather than having to do 2 jobs at once, it can just release the toxins that we want to have happen. So removing our processed foods. Okay, so basically, I want you to think of anything that you look at and it has lots of ingredients. It has, 20 ingredients. That is a processed food, okay? When you eat a processed food, it's harder for your body to digest. So we're going to, during this cleanse, we're going to... Oh, hang on. I got someone stuck and I'm going to just...
We're to all mute.
Yeah, I'm going to mute you really quick. Sorry, everyone. I think you muted yourself. Good. Thank you.
Good
job. All right, perfect. I'm going to come back here. Perfect. Okay. So we're going to remove our processed foods. So take those out. We're eating whole foods, and we're going to, don't worry, we're going to actually give you a list of, hey, here are whole foods that you can eat during this cleanse. Okay. So don't stay up late at night trying to freak out about this. We'll actually share that with you. The next thing, stop eating refined sugars. Refined sugars are going to be simple sugars that are going to process very, very quickly. Hang on. Sorry, guys. I need you guys to, perfect. Got someone else. Oh, perfect. Yeah. If you're not muted, mute again. Sorry about that. Thanks, guys. Okay. So refined sugars, these are going to be simple sugars. So think table sugar, think any type of thing that basically tastes sweet that's been processed, we want to try and cut out, right? Sugars are very, very hard for the liver to actually process. They're going to create inflammation, and they're going to take your body, basically your eye off being able to release the toxins that you need to. And then we're going to prime with digestive enzymes. Again, a lot of the purpose, something that the liver does is help create enzymes. If we pump the body full of enzymes, this is going to allow the liver to have a break. And therefore, you're going to be able to break down these foods a lot easier and focus on what you need to focus on, which is getting rid of all the excess. Okay. So that's how we prime the system. This is what we would recommend you use for your enzymes. This is called Terrazyme. And it helps you digest these proteins, fats, complex carbs, sugars, fiber, and other food nutrients. So this is something that you will take throughout the cleanse to make sure that you're able to digest things much more easily. And again, take a load off the liver. Okay. Next, so we've primed the system. Let's talk about how do we actually release toxins? What's that process like? Okay, so in order to release toxins, you actually have to make them water soluble. And in order to make them water soluble, to release them from the liver and other places in the body, we need to go through a process. And there's our happy zenified liver on the right there. So what we can use is an enzyme called CP450, and cytochrome P450 is the technical name. This is so cool, guys. If you have adequate amounts of CP450 in your system, it will actually cause these toxins to be released. It will make them water soluble. And what has been shown to be true is that rosemary and juniper oils can actually, essential oils can actually help increase your CP450 so that you can release extra toxins. Now, while we're doing this cleanse, I would also recommend, so this is something that we take towards the beginning of the cleanse. What I recommend you doing also during this cleanse is increasing your cruciferous vegetables. Cruciferous vegetables have shown to increase CP450 activity by 20 to 40%, which that's really significant. So while we're doing this cleanse, eating kale, Brussels sprouts, broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, these are just a couple examples. Those are actually a big list of cruciferous vegetables that are really helpful in increasing your CP450, that enzyme that's going to help in this whole process, right? In actually releasing these toxins. Now, again, without that, you can't release those toxins. They're not going to come out, and therefore you're not going to be able to expel them because they're not then circulating. So we're going to use a couple things to help get that CP450 out and about, or I should say at higher amounts. Okay. Now, when this happens, when this process happens, when toxins are actually released, bonds are going to be broken, And what's going to happen is free radicals are going to be created. And how I like to explain this is, if you were at like a family counseling with your husband or wife, with your spouse, when you try to work through things, you're going to break some bonds and you're going to release some crap. It's going to be uncomfortable. There's going to be, you're going to create some free radicals, some radical feelings. And what is helpful in that type of situation is to have someone to neutralize. And so in this case, if you can have a family counselor to neutralize the situation, to neutralize the upset feelings that you're feeling, that is really, really helpful. Well, we need to actually neutralize these free radicals, which are basically unstable molecules. So what we're going to do is we're going to use something that is going to help stabilize them. And in our case, we are going to use antioxidants. And in this cleanse that we'll be doing, we're going to use, it's called VMG. It's a whole food green supplement. It uses, so a couple of things that are helpful in it. We've got vitamin B, we got vitamin C. We also have other things. I can't even read. There we go. Oops, there we go. We have folate, we've got calcium. And all these are helpful in stabilizing toxins that are released during this process. Okay. Something else now, if you got your little packet in the mail, this little blue packet, or you got this, if this looks familiar, this has lemon essential oil in it. And Crystal's going to walk us through that right now, because we're actually going to be using lemon essential oil. I'm going to pull this off so we can actually see your beautiful faces while you try this out, if you want to try it out.
So if you've got the packet, you can pull that out, or if you've got your lemon essential oil bottle there, we're going to go ahead and rip it open. First, get a wonderful whiff of it, because that has some wonderful neurological and even emotional benefits there, more uplifting. But in terms of, in relation to the detox, what we'll do is you want to have a glass cup, right? You don't want to use any plastic, because this will, it's strong. It's going to pull in that plastic and then into the water. And then now you're drinking plastic. And that's the opposite of what we want to do. We want to release all of those toxins. So you're just going to try to get a tiny drop in there in your glass cup. There we go. And then you've got a really wonderful zesty water now, because it's coming from the rind as opposed to lemon juice when you're squeezing the juice.
Yep,
So
yep.
enjoy.
Bon appetit. So we're going to be using lemon essential oil throughout this cleanse also. So like we talked about, lemon's a great thing to use, but if you don't release the toxin first, then unfortunately, just taking lemon is not going to actually get the toxin out of the organs that we're trying to release it from. But lemon is also, it's going to, like I said, it's going to stabilize and neutralize free radicals. So this is going to be something that we will use throughout the cleanse. Okay. Now, we've gone through a couple of steps. We've prepped, we've released the toxin. Now we want to remove the toxin. And we have this handy bouncer to help us relieve the toxin, to escort the toxin out of the body. And we actually need some binding agents to help us do this. Again, lemon's not going to actually help us do that, but there are other things that can help us actually bind those toxins and get them excreted. So we're going to recommend this. It's called Xenocrine Detoxification Complex. And what this is full of, it has a couple of things that are really good at helping to increase glutathione production, which that's our main binder that we're going to be focusing on. So garlic, burdock root, dandelion root, and turmeric, which is found in the VMG that we talked about earlier, those are all going to help boost up your glutathione production, which is going to help be a binder that will allow that toxin to be excreted. So this is really, really important, a super important process. And if we don't do it, unfortunately, it's just going to continue circulating. Now, we're not just going to stick with working on our getting our liver detoxified. In order for proper removal to take place, we also need to clean out lower and digestive tract. And we're going to use for that, we will use this is a supplement called GX Assist, and it is full of several different different essential oils that are going to help kill unhealthy bacteria in both your stomach and small and large intestine. So it's going to help root out all the unhealthy bacteria so that you have a really good digestive tract later on. Now, we're going to be talking more about this in our next class in a couple of weeks. So I'm just going to barely touch on this, but that is a very, very important step, is making sure the unhealthy bacteria are out. Okay, next step, replenishing. So we've taken our unhealthy things out, our toxins out. Now, what do? We are going to fill it with probiotic. So there are a couple different probiotics that we would suggest here. The one, you can use either of these. I would be more inclined to use the PB Restore. And I'm going to go, again, this is going to be something that we're going to go into further depth in a couple weeks. That has a lot more bacterial strains, and it covers a lot more different organs in your body. So I'll talk about that in the future. The PBSS Plus, that is one for people who can't swallow pills. It's going to have some bacterial strains specifically for the stomach and the intestines, excuse me. But if you're looking for if you can swallow pills, I would recommend the PB Restore because it's going to be a lot more bang for the buck. Again, we are going to go way more heavily in depth with the PB Restore in a couple of weeks. We're going to be talking about lower digestive tract and how to keep that healthy and getting things moving properly. So then the last thing that we're going to be doing in this cleanse is called DDR Prime Cellular Complex. Now, it is a blend of various oils. You can see these: frankincense, wild orange, lemongrass, thyme, clove, savory, summer savory, neoli. And these help with cellular regeneration, especially when we've used something like GX Assist, which can be a little bit hard on the digestive tract because it's getting rid of unhealthy bacteria. You want to be using something that can help renew your cells also. And so this is a blend of oils that helps to support healthy cellular growth and regeneration. Now, again, this is really important because when your cells are regenerating, this happens quite a bit, but 80% of your cells that regenerate within a month's time period, that occurs within your digestive tract. So having something that can help regenerate your digestive tract like this is very important, especially when we're trying to root things out. Okay. So let's put this all together. Let's look at how we make this whole system work. So I'm going to show you how this cleanse actually works. So days 1 through 30, so the whole month that we're doing this cleanse, we're going to make sure we're readying and supplying healthy things for the system so that it can work most effectively. So Terrazyme, it's that digestive enzyme that I was talking about. We're going to use 1 capsule a day with each meal. So every time you eat a meal, you're going to use one of these capsules. The VMG Plus, that's that whole green supplement. It comes in a little packet. Actually, do we have? Oh, it's right here. So it comes in a little packet. If I can show you here, just like this. And it's a greens packet. You just tear it open, you put it in your drink, you stir it up. It really tastes good. I was not a fan of it at first because I thought it tasted too sweet, because it actually is, they sweeten it with pineapple and mango. Yeah, it's really, really nice flavor, but I thought it was too sweet at first. And I'm like, well, if I just add a little bit more water, it's fantastic. So it's awesome, but it's a whole food green supplement. It's really great. So that's what you use for the first, or excuse me, for every day. You'll use one of these in the morning. Then you're also going to use E Omega Plus. That is our fish oil. Yep. And I didn't talk about that completely because I did talk about that last class. Yep. But yeah, omegas are super important. So we're going to be taking 3 capsules of those with breakfast. Then we're going to be also taking a Zendocrine detoxification blend. And again, that's helping to support your liver as you we're trying to up the amount of CP 450 that we talked about before, right? So we're going to be taking one of those. And then lemon, we're going to take 1 to 3 drops, just like Crystal just showed us. We're going to put 1 to 3 drops of that in our water 3 to 5 times daily, okay? And you're going to be drinking that throughout. That's going to be helping with taking down any type of inflammatory processes, free radicals that are created when we're breaking the bonds that are letting the toxins out. Okay. Really important. Eat whole foods. Please, please, please focus on eating whole foods this whole month that you're going to be doing this detox. I know that can be challenging. We're going to be helping you out. Let me tell you, I will tell you in just a little bit. We're not going to leave you dry out on the vine. I'm going to tell you how we're going to help support you on eating those whole foods. Okay. Also, we're going to not eat refined sugars. Refined sugars are going to, again, create inflammation, hard for the liver to metabolize. It's just extra burden on the liver. Wheat and rice. A lot of people have wheat allergies. Again, that's going to be harder for the body to metabolize. And then rice it converts to, and I'm talking about white rice. If you want to eat wild rice, totally cool. We'll talk about some other things that you can use instead of rice that can be, like pseudo grains that you can switch out rice for. But rice converts to sugar extremely quickly. So please don't eat rice while you're on this, or you're going to have some issues. It's not going to be as fruitful for you as far as your cleanse goes. Okay, so that's days 1 through 30. You're going to be doing that. Now we're going to break this down into little simplified.
And by the way, it's only 30 days. It's not like a 60-day thing.
No. So
yeah, this is just saying that's for the whole cleanse, the whole time we're going to be doing this.
Yep. So now we're going to break it down a little bit more simply. So remember, we're talking about the first 2 steps, releasing toxins and removing toxins. That's days 1 through 20. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
I'm sorry, 1 through 10. Thank you. You caught me. 1 through 10. So we're going to be using the Zendocrine soft gels. And again, that's going to be helping to increase our CP 450. And also it's going to be, we're going to be helping to increase the amount of binders that we have, right? So that includes why we're going to be eating cruciferous vegetables. Really hone in on those days 1 through 10. Eating a lot of kale, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, things like that during those times is going to be really, really helpful. Okay. Then days 11 through 20, we're going to be focusing on removing those toxins. So that's when we're going to be talking about taking out using our GX Assist. And that the GX Assist is going to be rooting out unhealthy bacteria. During this time, we ask that you specifically don't eat dairy, that you avoid eating dairy, because that is going to convert also to sugar very quickly. So the lactose in it is going to convert, and it also can give people digestive issues in their upper GI. So we're going to say, try not to do that during those times. And also in your upper GI, it really feeds on that dairy that you're eating. And so that's why we're going to try and avoid having dairy during those days 11 through 20. Okay. Final step, days 21 through 30, we're going to be focusing on replenishing. And that's when we're going to be using the PB Restore and the DDR Prime. You're going to be taking 1 capsule of each of those daily. Okay. Now, You might be freaking out and being like, holy cow, that's a whole lot. I didn't take screenshots. Guess what? You don't have to. Let me show you what we're going to give you hold on, let me screen share here. Here we go. Oh, that's not the one I want. It's this one. There we go. Perfect. Let's see. Can everyone see? Just give me a nod if you can see this, the 30-day cleanse template. Can everyone see that?
I know it's small font.
Can we get a nod? Okay, cool.
Okay.
Perfect. Okay. So this is what I just explained on 3 slides, but it's all on one convenient page. And you can see you've got your VMG, you've got your omegas, you've got your Terrazymes, endocrine. All of these are broken down, and it explains what they're going to be doing for you again, right? Then we've got this 30-day cleanse tracker. So you're going to use this to help keep track of what days you're taking each thing. So it says, hey, here's morning, here's afternoon, here's how many times you're going to take it. And then it'll show you the groupings. This is what you're going to take for days 1 through 30, and then 1 through 10, 1 through 20, and 20 through 30. So
the one thing that will differ is the VMG. You're just doing one packet in the
True.
morning.
Yep.
That one has a nighttime one, but yeah, don't worry. We're not double
dipping.
Yeah.
I actually used this one. I modified it from an older one that came out last year, before the VMG had actually come out. So that's why it looks a little bit different, but all in all, it's pretty close to the same. So,
and just so you know, this whole pack, it's called the Cleanse and Restore pack, just in case you're wanting to add that into your cart and you want to make sure you get everything and you're like, oh, I don't remember all the products that he went over. If you just type in under the search bar when you're adding in your cart, it's called Cleanse and Restore, and it will have everything here. There are 2 options, so just make sure it's the VMG one that you're getting.
Yep. Good point. Thank you. Yep. So if you want to do this cleanse with us, then you'll need that kit, because it has everything that we just talked about. It has everything, and you can see why now you'd want to have all those things, because it's actually going to be doing lots of different steps to get your organs cleaned properly. So I'm going to stop this screen share and go back to, stop share. And I'm going to, I got to go back to this one. Sorry, guys. Hang on just a sec. Share. Go back to this one. Okay. So play that. Perfect. Okay. So let me show you this. So we are inviting you to join us this month. What we're going to be doing. So today is what, is it the 23rd or 24th? I forget, 23rd. So we are actually starting this on the 27th. That is going to be just in a couple days. So we're going to be starting 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Why did we wait to not start tonight? Well, we want you to be able to go shopping this weekend, because you're like, oh no, I gotta get food. I don't know what to eat. Guess what? We're here to help you out. So what we want you to do is, if you'll put your email and name in the chat box, all you know how to add your name in the chat box. If you put your name and email in the chat box, I know a lot of you have already got kits to be able to do this. But if you're like, oh man, I'd love to do that, great. Or if you haven't gotten this info already, you put your email and your name in the chat box. And then what we'll do, we're going to send you what's called the purification pantry list. We're going to send you that's this number 4. We're going to send you the purification pantry list. And also we're going to send you that daily cleanse tracker to keep track of how you're doing on the supplements, right? We're also going to, well, let's go in order. Sorry, I went way out of order there, but put your name and your email in that chat box, then go order your products, Cleanse and Restore, right? And hey, we mentioned this last class, which is awesome. And we gave you advance notice, 3 weeks advance notice to be able to have this in time. If you're just getting on today, order it tonight and just hop in a couple days late. You'll be fine. We're not going to ditch you. We promise. You can hop in and you can even start eating the way that we're eating to prime your system to get ready for your cleanse. Okay. Join our WhatsApp group. With our WhatsApp group, here's the QR code right there. You can scan it with your phone, or even if you should be able to tap it on your phone if you're watching right now on your phone. And if you can't, again, put your name and your email in the chat box, and we can send that to you too. But this WhatsApp group is going to be great. This is going to be an everyday thing. We're going to be adding recipes, daily tips, just generally supporting each other. If you're having a rough time, you're like, oh man, I really want cheese today. And I'm 3 days into this no dairy thing, or yeah, I want sugar, whatever it is. We're going to be able to help support you, give you some encouragement, and also give you some tips, because I've been through that too myself, where I used to eat sugar and I don't anymore. But so hop onto that WhatsApp group. It's going to be really fun, and you'll get lots of good ideas from all of us. And if you want to add in a fun recipe that you've got that fits into what we're doing, awesome. We'd love to have you add your recipe in. And then, like I said, you're going to follow the daily cleanse tracker and the purification pantry list, which we will send you again if you give us your name and email in the chat box. And then we're going to rock this together. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to do it over the next month. And throughout the month, again, we're going to give you other ways that you can enhance your cleanse when you hop onto our other calls that we have. We've got 2 calls next month, like workshops like this.